This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? It's Monday night. More stupid shit from Washington. And Matt's getting a dog that he doesn't want, which is actually kind of hysterical. So, Matt, how you doing?
Well, it's sort of working in my favor. I mean, they make it so fucking hard that it's taking forever anyways, you know. It send a video, take a video of your house, of the main living areas, and your backyard and everything, and email it for further consideration.
They want to make sure. How much is this dog?
Fucking $6 over here. I'm like, what?
600
fucking mutt.
Yeah, $600 for a mutt. Wow, you gotta get out of California, man.
Well, it's already been spayed, so that's cost about half that much. But regardless,
oh, you can get spay and neutering way cheaper than that. Alan McMillan is here.
Well, they already didn't claim they spent $300.
Bullshit. It's like $70.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
You could pay less than that if you go to like PetSmart on a certain weekend and set up an appointment and all that. Most vets have a day where they have you can give you a discount, that kind of shit. Let's see. We got Alan McMillan, Jimmy Collins, Deborah Cole, Wyatt Burns from Canada. Yeah, Alan McMillan says you go to Rescue Place and $50, you're in there. True story.
So is it?
Well, you know, I mean,
California?
the harder it is to get one, the better off I am. You see my angle on this here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's so many problems with people getting dogs and taking them to using them for fighting dogs, using them for warm up for fighting dogs, using them for scientific research, you know, all that kind of shit. People are not are going way overboard to try to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't know. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Like I was saying pre-show, waiting to see what this beta is gonna do.
Beto
I guess it's non-cisgender.
Yeah, well, Beto is coming to you, and he's gonna fuck you up there, Nick. He doesn't like you gun-toting Louisianans.
Beto's coming. I'm not bending over anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a fact. Well, doesn't he eat dirt or something? Maybe throw some dirt at him. He'll be hungry. I don't know.
I don't know what he eats, but I know what he does in his pastime, his bedroom. I don't think it's good either.
No, I don't, and I probably did, and I have thankfully forgotten it. So if you could not mention it, would be grand. I just canned 8 pounds of hamburger. Oh, what do you use?
Canned hamburger.
Oh, it works. You can can anything. For sure.
Well, you can buy a whole canned chicken. You ever saw that nonsense?
Why don't you just fucking freeze it?
Some people don't have the freezer space. They live in like a RV, I think, and sometimes people don't have the. They live in the middle of the fucking desert, you know. They're like those people in the old 70 horror movies. Pretty soon, huge ants are coming over the horizon to get Deborah. I vacuum pack it too, put it in the freezer. I just made boiled peanuts for the wife because I hate them yesterday, and I took half of them and put them, vacuum packed them, and put them in the freezer.
You know, living in the desert, incendiary launching catapult could come in handy for, prairie dog burrows and smoke them out. You don't have to worry about canning your hamburger. You get fresh prairie dog on the hoofs.
Oh, that tastes wonderful.
Yeah. I would be interested in doing that. Do you need some sort of machine to do it, Deborah? Or can you just pop the thing down on the jar and close it up? I don't think you can do that. But I would really like to start canning some stuff.
So you gotta boil wax and seal it.
No. You don't need wax involved in all this. You get a bunch of mason jars,
Yeah.
like the fall mason jars.
Yeah.
They have the seal within the. It's like a little lid you put on it. Then the cap that screws on top.
Right.
I know. Yeah.
Oil
The
on it.
the hot jar sucks the seal down on it. But my mom used to do that and put wax in it.
Well, that's to extra seal so it lasts longer because after a while the seal can break when it kind of dries out. But if you're saving stuff for that long, that's, I use a pressure canner.
Long time. I mean, we've eaten shit that my mother canned that was like 10 years old at least.
Yeah, well, see, that's why, though. That's why it lasted that long. You can use a brake cylinder vacuum pump. Yeah, I imagine you could, yeah. Yeah. We use pressure cooker and mason jars, replace the lids. Yeah, the lids are only good for a couple of times, if that. But like I can buy, I think it's 12 mason jars for like $1 a piece at either Walmart or General Dollar or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I don't think you can use the lids more than once because they buckle. But you can use the rings that you tighten down the fuckers more than once.
Well, for me, it would be like for stuff like chili, spaghetti sauce that I make, shit like that. Because our meat situation,
poop.
Yeah, no, I don't really collect that, but thanks, man, thanks for that. We use the power pressure cooker and mason jars. Fantastic. I have to start looking that up. That's not a bad idea.
Fucking My Pillow will do it too, because those are fucking magic.
Oh yeah, they work too.
Magic. Yeah, he's got sheets.
Testify it works.
He's got sheets
Best
now.
pillow I ever had.
Yeah, he's got sheets now.
No, I don't have the Giza sheets.
Oh yeah, now he's got towels and fucking dog beds too.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Well,
fuck the dogs. They can sleep on the floor, but still.
Well, you're mean to your dogs. That's why.
No, come on, Nip. Don't you want your dog to have a magical experience like everybody does?
They'll probably piss in it.
No.
I don't trust my dog.
It's all right. You can line him with one of his fucking fantastical towels that can hold the piss of a whole NFL team for a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some sham wows or something for that kind of shit.
It's great to store different foods for longer periods of time. Well, not only that, we kind of got a collection of shit here, but I'd like to have, stuff. I just, the savings is unbelievable, Jerry. It pays for itself very quickly. Yeah, I believe that. Too many people been doing it for, fucking hundreds of years or whatever. Putting stuff up, even back in like Egyptian times, they put stuff up. They used actual wax to seal it. So I gotta look into that.
beeswax. They would.
Yep.
You know, they have actually cloned fucking plants that the Egyptians had from. They actually found like bee specimens that still had pollen on them, and they could identify plants and shit from it. Kind of bizarre bullshit.
They found honey that was 3,000 years old, and they tasted it, and it said it was fine. That because it was in these jars. That's what they call them. I don't think they were really like clay or some fucking whatever they made these things out of, and they were sealed and everything. I've got some of my grandma's mason jars, probably over 50 years old. Yeah, and if I decide I don't want to do it, I have a set of glasses.
Of substances.
Well, I imagine it is. I don't remember really what they said, but they never give a lot of information, these damn articles. But yeah, I mean, you know, there has to be something. It used to be out of necessity. Used to be out of
years.
Yeah, it used to be out of necessity because people didn't have refrigeration, really. You know, and they put stuff up after whatever crop came in. They put it up for the winter and whatever, and that's what they'd eat on a lot. And it's not like the stuff goes bad, so it's all good. Like when I make spaghetti sauce, I make like a huge pot, and we put them in these Chinese soup things and put them in the freezer. But they always end up, the top gets freezer burnt, which doesn't really change the taste because we eat it within the month. But it'd be nice if I could make like 3 times as much of it and just put it up and not have to fuck with it a lot. Chili's the same way. I like to make chili.
Well, you can can or preserve just about any goddamn thing,
Yep.
More or less. Fruit's a lot easier. Vegetables, stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
it's good. I mean, it's they had to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Before
they didn't have anything. No damn refrigeration, really.
Oh yeah, my mother was big on that. She would even make fucking jelly and preserve it.
Yep.
Homemade jelly.
Yeah. Wife just canned pickles and jalapenos. Go ahead, Nick.
They did that all the time when I was a kid. My mom's parents canned stuff all the time.
I should make some
red butter pickles, preserves, grape preserves, strawberry preserves, peach. My grandfather grew peach, plum, all kind of these trees, and they made their own wine. They did everything you can imagine. Had a big garden. I mean, they'd take a whole weekend and just canned the shit out of a bunch of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, to say
a lot of work.
Well, in the end, first of all, it's going to taste better. I don't care how old it gets; it's going to taste better than what you buy in the store. So that alone should be enough. And you have it for as long as you want it, till the next season, whatever. Since COVID, mason jars have been a bitch to find. Maybe some people are waking the fuck up. I don't know. I've found them here. I should get some. Just try it out. I got to do something. I don't know. None of my tomatoes came in this year. Sucks. I love the taste of homegrown tomatoes. They taste like tomatoes. That's probably why. Virginia Pollock is here. How are you, Virginia? Nice to see you. So Nancy is threatening impeachment again, although she's talking out her ass, I think, but nevertheless, to stop the,
Mouth, ass, same thing with her.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she says, we have a quiver of arrows, and each arrow in the quiver is something we will look at and use. I'm like, okay. Go ahead. Even,
Looks like we
even,
need to ban vast quivers if you can only hold so many arrows at this point.
she looks as petrified. She looks like a quiver. But, I don't get it. If this was the Democrats, they'd be
Oh, they're all quivers.
the next fucking day they would be trying to confirm the person and saying that the Republicans shouldn't be saying these things and they're against the country and they hate everybody and blah blah blah. I say put somebody in there.
And now, Jerry, who's that woman that was arguing with everybody about?
Ah,
Oh, the cops are gunning down black people all left and right, and you can't see it. You're fucking nuts, and I know the truth, and whatever you say doesn't make any fucking difference.
I think that's one of Nick's homegirls. I know the one I was bitching with this morning. She's from Louisiana. She's one of Jasmine's buddies. Nice job, Nick.
Well, that's what I told her the first time. She's like, how come nobody is, as soon as I mention all this, nobody comments? I said, because it won't do any good. You won't listen to anybody. What's the fucking point?
Yeah. And I brought up Chicago to one of them and, you know, the deaths all the time and the shootings and so forth. But they just conveniently ignore that because of some thug who get beat up or something. But, yeah, that was interesting. I spent about an hour this morning back and forth with the one from Louisiana. Nice job, Nick. You're really growing them well down there.
It's that shit crazy.
Do you
Now,
know-
here's the funny part, Jared. Did you really look at her profile and see who her friends are? Jasmine, one of her Facebook friends.
I know.
Jasmine.
I know. She actually
I'm going to have to
posted.
talk to my daughter.
I'm going to tell you. She actually posted that whole thing that I put on there on her page. You go down far enough, and there's actually a guy on there telling her she's insane. I mean, she's 23 and she's obviously very immature. She posts stupid shit that 23-year-olds post, knows nothing about nothing, and thinks social media is the end all of end alls. I mean, what does that tell you? Dying. How about the one where the girl on Twitter said, fuck you, Ruth, fuck you, Ruth, fuck you, Ruth. You should have retired under Obama. For somebody who was as whacked as she was, I actually agree with her. She should have if she wanted to have a better pick. Allegedly on her deathbed, Ginsburg said she didn't want to have a replacement for her
This
until
is,
after. Yeah, allegedly is right, Ellen.
This couldn't even be in Mad Magazine back in the 60s, the way fucking politics are right now.
I know. So, yeah, as Alan said, allegedly her granddaughter or something wrote down notes saying she didn't want her replacement to be made until after the video. I don't believe it either.
Yeah, that story should have
Deborah.
been preempted like every Trump story.
Uh-huh.
Without proof.
Yeah.
Every Trump story. Without proof, Trump said.
Surprisingly enough, she said when Obama was in office that he should be confirmed and that, that Garland, whatever his name was, should be confirmed. So in the end, what I think is going to happen is I actually think Trump's going to get this.
Doing exactly what Ruth said.
Yep, I think Trump is actually going to get this one through. I do. There's a compilation video of people losing their shit. I watched some guy, I don't know, he sounds like Reagan. His name is Reagan, Mr. Reagan or some shit. And he had kind of one of those things going too. Funny as hell. Hello, Tiffany. How are you? Funny as hell.
I saw the one of the broad in her car that said she just got a text.
Yeah.
And she went full fucking, let's just say cunty about it.
Yeah. There's, and the sad part is even watching this, it's hard to believe it's faked. I mean, these people are nuts. I swear to God. They're freaking nuts.
Yeah, it's like they're blaming Ruth for dying.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry about that. Ruth, I don't think she did it on purpose. Well, maybe she finally said, hey, enough is enough. That's what I think usually happens gradually to people.
Well,
but,
the one thing that everybody
87. What do you fucking want her to do? Run a marathon now or something?
The one thing that is being overlooked is how many times that the press has told us she's been cured of cancer, when in reality she was not. She was not cured of cancer. She died of it.
Yeah, last we heard with her that last bout, pancreatic cancer, but she was, she went to the hospital going through treatment, but is doing just fine. That was what, a month or two ago?
Yeah.
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 She wasn't doing just fine.
That is deadly. You got about a year after they say you got that shit.
Yeah, if you're 40 or 50, you got 87, you don't have a year. Hello, hope everyone is safe. Hello, David. How are you? David Callaghan. It's going to be a tie vote in the Senate, and Pence will be the tiebreaker. I'm good. I don't care who the tiebreaker is, as long as they vote for it. I'm good. Because if Trump don't win, we may need them.
Did you guys see that story about the New York City cop that has been arrested for being a Chinese agent?
I saw the headline.
Bang Bang Wang or something. It's fucking ridiculous. How the fuck did he get through that shit?
Pence isn't in the Senate. He's in the House. Pence is the vice president. He's a tiebreaker.
Yeah, because Romney is going to vote against it. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
And
Murkowski says she's not voting at all. And what's her name? The one that looks like she should be somebody's spinster housemaid. Susan Collins.
Yeah.
She said, it's okay to look into it, but I don't believe we should, vote for this and blah, blah, blah. So all three of them are fucking useless. Destiny Paris is here. Hello, Destiny. I just saw a message painted on New York City street in big, bold yellow paint. Fuck Cuomo and de Blasio. Yeah, I read that this morning. That's pretty funny.
That's funny.
They were having like a party or something, like a block party or something, and they decided to do that. Let's run to the Home Depot, get some yellow paint, some rollers. We'll be good.
Oh shit, that's gonna be domestic terrorism.
Who knows? There's not a lot of people in New York happy with either one of them. So, thank you, Destiny. She says hello finally.
Allegedly, Jerry. Allegedly over here. You know what I mean? They love him. They love de Blasio. They love his ass, according to him.
Schumer said Trump should not appoint a SCOTUS at all and that the seat should stay vacant until the next president. Schumer's an asshole. I'm gonna look this up because I'm pretty sure I may
Obama
have
said
Deborah on
that shit
something.
too. Obama came out saying Trump should, do this. Wait, for the next president. But what does that mean? What if Trump wins again? Is he the next president, or is he still the president? So he has to wait till 2024. What constitutes the
Trump
next
ain't gonna
president?
wait for shit.
No, he can't wait.
That's not his style, man.
But given what they're saying, what constitutes the next president? The new person, or the person that won again?
Okay, so I finally got Deborah. She's wrong. It is Pence that breaks the Senate ties. He has already had
Yeah, it is.
13 votes that I didn't even know he had because apparently I don't pay attention. Motion to proceed to the House message to accompany H.R. 695.
Why does he always look like he's trying to do a Clint Eastwood impression?
I don't know, but apparently this is all on, believe it or not, judges. Mostly. Nomination of Elizabeth DeVos. I think she's the Secretary of Education. Vote cloture on Sam Brownback. Nomination of Sam Brownback. Nomination of Russell Vaught. So that makes perfect sense because there can't be a tie in the Senate. In the House, there can only be a tie in the Senate. Vote and give the House a Republican majority, then Pelosi can suck eggs. Yeah. Yep. And in the Senate, we need even more in the Senate because we got 3 or 4 that, were just morons anyway. And then, of course, Trump. And then watch the Republicans lay around, do nothing for another 4 years. I wonder how many letters Senator
Now, who's
Feinstein
got
tucked
their
away in her
fucking
purse of
hand
evil.
up McConnell's ass all of a sudden? Now he's the seems to be the crusader for the GOP all of a sudden. What the fuck? Is he up for re-election?
Oh yeah, and he ain't doing well, according to polls that people. He's in a tight race, they say. My guess is he's going to win pretty well, and this is going to put him over the top. Trump's job under the Constitution filled the seat. He has the
That
president.
fucker always looks like he's scared and lying at the same time whenever he fucking talks. I don't like that son of a bitch.
I don't either. And, the Democrats, one thing we can say now, the Democrats will come up with every trick and every rule in the book they're going to have to go nuclear on this and have one of those decisions. You are right, Jerry. Say that again, Deborah. Not often I'm right against you. Not often at all, but I was right. And we're going to remember this day. We're going to celebrate it once a year. He's naming his choice Friday
and what was
or
this
Saturday.
momentous occasion that you're right about?
About Pence being in charge of, he's the Senate president, and he doesn't have a vote unless there is a tie. If there is a tie, then he goes in and votes. And he will vote who's ever in the White House is the way he's going to vote.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
You may with this Supreme Court nominee. It's possible it could be a tie. They only need a couple of more senators that ain't got no backbone to vote with the Democrats, and then there's a tie. One, something like that.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, they'll all pull out their hand like, I got a full house against you. You're gonna vote for the way I say.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking card game.
Yeah.
Who's ever got the best hand is gonna fucking win.
Whatever they're going to vote, whatever way that they think they can get reelected on the best. That's it. Anita's here. How you doing, Anita? wants to know what SCOTUS is. It's the Supreme Court of the United States. Yep.
I know. We gotta have all these fucking what do you call them things?
Acronyms.
Acronym. Yeah, it's not anagrams. It's acronym. Yeah.
Acronyms.
Yeah.
Some of them are the same, so you never know which one they're talking about.
I know. You got to you got to read the beginning of the article to find out what the hell the acronyms are, so that you can actually understand what the hell they're talking about. As long as they vote president.
Hey, yeah, it's the same with like face texting and shit. Like, what the LOL?
Republicans.
Some woman's mother wrote, "I'm sorry, sorry your mother died" or something. LOL. And she's like, "Mom, that means laugh out loud." She goes, "Oh my God, I thought it meant lots of love."
The vote might go
It's
to
like what, SMDH.
It's not going to go to the Supreme
Smack
Court.
my damn head or shake my damn head.
It's not going to go to the Supreme Court, Virginia. It's not going to happen. More than likely, it'll happen in the Senate with much. And I can't wait till what the Democrats come up in the hearings with to accuse this person of. One of them is very Catholic, so it'll be abortion. We can count on that. And that will get very nasty. Another woman is a Cuban American who I'm assuming doesn't count as an immigrant. He just met with one of them today.
Yeah, but it could swing Florida, though. They were talking about that. I heard.
I don't think that Hispanics.
I think she would be a good pick.
I don't think Hispanics really give a shit about that. Okay, they don't. But they care. You know, first of all, Joe Biden wants socialism. All right. They don't want that because not so much the younger ones, but a lot of the older ones came from Cuba and set up their life here because of Castro. And they taught their children about socialism and what the difference was. So it's probably going to be Amy Coney Barrett. That's the one I think he met today.
Insurance policy.
She's supposed to be the front runner. I think she's the Catholic one. Mainly what it is their turn. They know that if he gets the right people on the court and he gets enough of them, that he's going to get rid of abortion. They know that.
But she white, man.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Neither one of those
Cuban
two.
Woman, she's probably Catholic.
More than likely.
And she's, anti-abortion. And she voted to not give federal criminals the right to vote unless they pay all fines and fees owed.
Yeah, I think she was on the Florida Supreme Court, and not very long, but for a while, because she was on the Florida Supreme Court. She made it there, and then Trump nominated her for another post in the federal system, and now she's being nominated for, or possibly could be nominated.
You get your right to vote back.
Well, you could do.
Well, that's what
in Florida.
Democrats want.
No, in Florida there was a vote for it.
It depends on the severity.
No, in Florida there was a vote for it, that ex-cons can have their vote. And it didn't say shit about what you did. Okay, there was a vote and it won.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but with the reason that the fines and all that kind of shit and restitution came up was because DeSantis became governor and he made that happen so that they couldn't, because he didn't want felons voting.
Right. And DeSantis is pretty tight with Trump.
Yeah, very
So
tight.
he's kind of a good pick.
And there's an excellent chance at some point in the future we may see DeSantis running for president, possibly right after Trump leaves. By the way, today is Elian Gonzalez day. He was sent back to Cuba. Oh, yeah, I remember this. I was living down there at the time. That's where blocking traffic started. The damn Cubans.
Where the fuck is he? He gotta be like 30 now, ain't he? Or something?
He's an engineer in
Fuck.
Cuba.
What is he? Where is
He's an engineer in
he? In
Cuba.
Cuba.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where blocking traffic on highways started. They would get to a toll booth all at one time, and they would stop in a toll booth to everybody who was on their little deal there, and then they would just move out of the toll booth and do 5 miles an hour. Or they would lay down in the road in front of the toll booth because we
Where
all
the fuck's the Godfather movie when you need him?
Yeah, we were all saying, yeah, let's get us on your side. You're making us late to everything. Fuck you. I personally thought the kid had no business being here and should have been sent back to his father. I'm not saying Cuba was ideal, but that family that was harboring this kid, they were a piece of work. They truly were. And the thing that they did in the end, where they sent the team in there.
The bottom line is totally illegal for him to be here.
Well,
look at it that way.
It went through the goddamn system, and the courts told them they got to give him up. They refused. They sent in like a SWAT team to get the kid. Said they terrified everybody. Yeah, well, had you just bring the kid where you were supposed to the courthouse, he would have went and his father would have greeted him, and he'd be at home now. Father has parental rights before you do. There was another story. This lady, she floated in on a fucking broke down old boat. The boat sank. They were all in the water. Her baby would drown. Died from exposure or some fucking thing. The Coast Guard picked them up and they let her stay. I mean, that bitch should have been put in prison. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of horror. You know, everybody talk about boat people and all this shit down here. We got fucking boat people from Haiti, Cuba, all kinds of places. And with the immigration laws we had at one time for this shit, it was bad. Miami is a city that went to shit because of this, especially the Mariel boat lift, where Cuba just let everybody out of the jails, and if you wanted to take your family out, you had to take fucking like a certain amount of prisoners with you. And what would end up happening is the prisoners would kill everybody in the fucking boat and float on into Miami. I've actually watched a ship, I think it was from Honduras, literally beach itself, a ship. It wasn't a huge tanker or anything, but it was a ship. And 25 of them jumped off into the fucking water, ran off into the streets. Okay? They talk about Texas, they talk about California, but Florida's got its problems too. And the Haitians are worse. They get off the boat with their hand out and hate us. They fucking hate us. Whatever happened to the bomb boy who built the bomb for show and tell? I think he's back over there in the Middle East going to school where his father is president of something or not.
Yeah, they did move. I don't know if they have returned. I think there was a big thing of like, fuck you, we ain't letting you come back because they wanted to or something. I don't remember. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah. Welcome. Give a shit about Bomb Boy. He's building watches in Switzerland now. Okay. Last I heard, I read an article about him. He had just graduated college. He was going to go to work for the government in Cuba, probably making $4 an hour, a week. And, that probably cured him of socialism pretty quick. I don't know. Yeah, Clock Boy. Old Clock Boy. That was a freaking farce.
Well, I bet when they moved back to Iraq or where the fuck they came from, they didn't bring all the money that Klock fuck made. They probably put that in Switzerland somewhere.
Well, he actually had a few lawsuits going and lost them. So that was nice. And then, of course, his father called us all racists.
Well, it's just like that Nick Sandman, the dude, he was going to go to Transylvania College. That'd be actually kind of a cool diploma to have. But the one professor said they couldn't have him on in their campus because of his, racist blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you sued major, media companies. You made probably plenty of money. What the fuck are you going to go to college for?
Yeah.
Get a Lamborghini. You're fucking 20.
Yeah.
Fuck you living up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he still got lawsuits outlined.
Oh, yeah.
out there.
Yeah, and he may you probably
For
win them
hundreds
too.
of millions of dollars.
I would like to know how much he got.
Oh yeah.
I would, because he obviously didn't get hundreds of millions of dollars. But when you sue for hundreds of millions of dollars, it's not like, you don't get millions.
Right. Look at it this way. He sued CNN for $250.
Yeah.
You think they might settle for 10%? That's 25.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking that's 2.5.
Yep.
Come on. I mean, the dude ain't going to be hurting for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Him or his family.
And he's still waiting on others.
Yep. Well, he won a couple of
He's
them.
going to be multi-rich.
They may be bow tie rich. That's good. They may be waiting
Multi.
on. They may be suing who's that little roly poly guy on CNN? I think it is Brian Seltzer or something like that.
Right.
They may be suing his ass.
I thought you were going to say the Indian.
Seltzer.
What are they going to do? Take the last two of his teeth? He ain't got a pot to piss in.
I don't think they
Indian.
sued him at all because what are they going to get from him? A TP? I don't know. Old beat up van down by the river? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Brian. I love Cox Stelter. Yeah, they're suing him too. I think.
Yeah, that guy is just.
Don Lemon, boy. Anything gayer than that, I don't know.
Well, Don Lemon's being sued for sticking his hands in his pants and then shoving it in some guy's nose, which is not only disgusting. It's just. I hope the fuck he loses big.
No, Nick, you don't understand. Don Lemon doesn't exist because he's black and he's gay. So he had to have been so oppressed on two different fronts that he could never become like, a media fucking celebrity. It's impossible. So he's a figment of your imagination.
Well, yeah, but he wears so much makeup. Do we know if he's really black? Or is it just blackface?
Oh, geez, do you see that? They got another fucking white broad that is pretending to be back.
Yeah.
Out herself today.
She was.
Oh my God. Mental cases. How do you hate yourself so much that you want to pretend you're a different fucking race? I mean,
There was.
I when I was like 5, I pretended I was Mickey Mantle, but that's as far as I took it. You know what I mean?
Well, there was a college professor who just had to quit her job because she was teaching African studies as a white woman pretending to be black. And it hurt. You just seen the comments. It hurt my feelings. It hurt me deeply within my
This one
soul.
was brand new today. This broad, yeah, it's the same fucking thing.
Don Lemon is a black guy. They're married to a white guy. The guy is a joke. Yeah. I wonder what the guy he's married to thinks of him when he comes home after calling all white people racist and shit. I mean, I never got that. And then you got the ridiculous ones like in the NFL.
Well, I know what they do with each other. I can picture it.
I don't want to hear it. Please, God, no. Robert Lawless. Obviously, Biden and Harris are placeholders. Watching Biden speak is disturbing. It's like, for real? Is this their best? It actually is, Robert. Isn't that sad? It actually is. How you doing, Robert? I see you were on the road again. I assume you can't wait to get back on the road again.
I just can't wait to get on the road again. To be with Jerry and all my friends and Nick and Robert Wallace on the road again.
Yeah, okay. Oh boy. So Robert's here. Robert.
Somebody would be hitchhiking after that.
Yeah. They'd be coming in under gunfire or something. I don't know. There'd be something happening.
Although Willie would be like, I can't find my pipe again. Has anybody seen my pipe again?
Willie's.
I swear, if I find it, I'll share it with my friends.
Willie's like the what's his name from the Rolling Stone, Keith Richards of country music. I mean, Willie just won't die. He's had every substance known to man in his body. He's like he's preserved.
Preserved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is preserved.
You're seeing Keith Bader Ginsburg there too.
Just saw a headline.
Close.
Just saw a headline. Black Lives Matter member walks into retired cops bar and murders 3 people while smiling. Where'd you see that, Eric?
Although I think Keith said Ruth was a groupie back when they were starting out. He was like, 97. And, he said Ruth was a hell of a time.
Yeah. Actually, she wasn't bad looking when she was young.
Yeah, weren't we all?
Robert Lawless says, howdy, Destinero and Virgin Arrow. Yeah, that is kind of funny. Oh, jeez. Okay. Eric, just tell. It's a fucking. It's a
Don't
Facebook
be harassing
post.
my broad over you.
It's a freaking. I can't. What's the name of the site? Because I can't push on this. I can't click on this. Somebody tell me the name of the site. I'll look it up. Barr has made Seattle, Portland, and New York City anarchist friendly or something. And what that does, I guess, is it stops the United States government from funding those cities in certain ways. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure there'll be 25 lawsuits.
Hey, look up Big Magic Ang Wang, the New York cop that is the Chinese spy. It was like fucking hilarious. Like, get smart shit.
Okay, let's see. Nationalist Review. Never heard this one. Never heard of this one. And there it is, right on the top. Huh. Okay. The story gained little traction for multiple reasons. The shooter was black, wearing a Justice for Breonna Taylor shirt, and was arrested, not shot, by responding police officers. The shirt the shooter wore was actually a Colin Kirkpatrick shirt. Oh, Jesus.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Some guy walked into a New York City ex-cop bar, okay? It's one of those bars where retired cops hang out, and murders 3 people while smiling. His name was Michael Rhines, a black guy. Let's see. 3 people died. They were all co-workers. One was the father of a young girl.
Allegedly.
Another, the fiance of the manager. The third was a 48-year-old Scott Smallwood. Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by police. Well, yeah, fuck her. She dope dealing piece of shit. Who's the one who wrote she was up to her tits and dope dealing? That was funny.
I might have mentioned it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that was
they
actually-
leave out all these goddamn details. She was gunned down. They didn't knock, and they knocked, and your boyfriend picked up a gun and started a fucking gun fight, and you got fucking lit. Sorry about that shit.
Yeah, the boyfriend shot first and hit a cop allegedly hit a cop in the leg.
Well, they're now
Cop.
investigating. They're now investigating a bunch of other cops that were involved with this whole thing. Let's see.
Was he a fucking EMT or something? That's how they're holding her up as being saintly.
Yeah,
Tell me the fucking thing. She's probably siphoning dope off for her boyfriend.
From what I understood,
The fucking hospital or something. Bullshit, man.
from what I understood, she was selling drugs out the back of the goddamn ambulance.
Yeah, she was. She was. Wow, this guy. Two of them died.
The sad thing, it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference how fucked up these people are. It doesn't matter to anybody.
George Floyd, the whole bunch. It doesn't matter. The rap sheet, a mile long. But they were perfect that day that the cops had to bust their ass.
Well, we've hashed this. I mean, handcuff the cops, whatever. Their only resources to go to lethal force is a wrong move. I mean, dude, better off he takes an ass whooping than getting fucking shot. I mean, night six, not those little antenna bullshits they use, and blackjacks. Put your nighty night, or pistol whip fucking whatever it takes. You don't have to shoot them. It's like you don't want them to do shit except shoot them because you're limiting them to that's their last resort.
Anybody wants to read this story, Eric brought it up. It'll be on the page. It's kind of sad. It really is. This guy is. There's actual.
You see that conspiracy with the money folding the money notes up and blah blah blah, ridiculous bullshit.
This guy actually has a picture of him in handcuffs, smiling. Oh boy. Yeah. But Black Lives Matter, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be a fucking hero. Probably get $500,000 in his fucking PayPal account or
He
something.
goes into a ex-cop bar and kills people that weren't ex-cops. Great. That's perfect. That's fucking perfect. And one of them was a woman. So I saw it and did make the news. I wondered why. Because he was black. Yeah, next headline, shooter sells police may be the shooter sells police may be the biggest gang in America t-shirts. Yeah, that's actually true. Oh boy.
These fucks are so far over the edge. I don't believe there's any coming back for any of them.
Here's one.
You talk about all these people that want a goddamn civil war. They're going to end up with Marshall. There ain't going to be no civil war.
Seattle city government hires ex-pimp to be street czar with $150,000 payment.
What?
Yeah,
What? Come on, this has got to be bullshit.
no, I don't think so. This sounds exactly. The sad part is this sounds true. We'll find out. Andre Taylor is a thug. Exactly. Impregnated his call-girls and can now add being contracted by the government to his resume. When asked why the city was paying an ex-pimp to run the streets of Seattle, Sam Reed, a spokesman for the Department of Neighborhoods, really, claimed it was a means to build a partnership with organizations representing the Black community. The best the organization could find was apparently run by a career criminal.
What? They got a pimp union now or something? What is he talking about?
It claims it
It's
was
hard out here being a pimp.
yeah. Claims it was a means to build a partnership with organizations representing the Black community. So would that include the Bloods and the Crips? They're now representing the Black community?
Representing the criminal community, but I'm not sure the Black community.
You ain't strong enough to stop whatever I'm doing, Taylor said in a webcast from just this past June. He then goes on to discuss how, while working as a pimp, he impregnated some of the women who he sold out on the streets. He was featured in a documentary, American Pimp, which examined the pimping subculture in America. Oh, I see. It's a subculture now and not a crime? We decided we were going to be in this subculture like the
This
mafia.
got to be a joke, Jerry. Come on.
Well,
Tell us you're fucking kidding now.
Is this the Onion you're reading?
No, it's called The Nationalist. He became a prominent Seattle figure after his brother, a convicted rapist, robber, and drug dealer, was shot and killed by police while reaching for a handgun. This isn't the first time the city has paid Taylor either. In 2019, him and his group were paid $100,000 to host an event called Conversations with the Street. Oh, yeah, and he's all dressed up in his African gear.
Conversations with a hoe.
Local news pathetically dropped the ball and failed to research Taylor's background, opting instead to describe him as an activist. The city of Seattle has entered into a contract with Andre Taylor, a high-profile civic activist who's become the city's first street czar, a role that has come under fire from some of the community. Under the terms of the year-long contract, the city will pay Taylor and his group called Not This Time $150,000 to provide expertise and support services in de-escalation, community engagement, and alternatives to policing. The city's contract was first reported by Publicola, KOMO News. They offered
What's
him,
it do? Teach cops how to slap a hoe?
I don't know, contract
He's
was
gonna
way
be a
back in
Arapaho
June,
tribe.
effectively demonstrating that riots served as an extortion measure to provide low-life gutter scrapers like Taylor an opportunity to siphon tax dollars into their own coffers. Taylor apparently balked at their initial offer, saying the city can't put a price tag on going into community meetings and having sit down with gang members. But he eventually signed a deal late in July. social workers, that's been one up. What's worse than paying?
I gotta fact check this fucking thing. This is about the most ridiculous thing I've heard in fucking months. Let me just tell you.
His
Ike
brother.
Turner is going to be the czar of the streets here in Seattle, or wherever the fuck you're talking.
Taylor's brother, Cheat Taylor, a rapist, robber, and drug dealer, was killed by the police. There was his brother was. They tried to arrest him for drug possession. The younger Taylor had previously been convicted of rape and robbery and held outstanding drug warrants. The shooting was lawful, and the handgun was recovered from the scene of the shooting.
But he was just turning his life around.
Yeah. Holy fuck. I'm going to put this one on. I think this is real. It was written September 17th, a few days ago. So we got that going for us. Oh, boy.
I kind of don't want to believe it, but I believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's Seattle. I mean, this is the guy that represents black people? Really? If I was black, I'd be highly pissed off that a pimp is representing us. This guy will end up in fucking politics for too long. Well, what'd you guys think? Deborah had to go.
Well, yeah, they gotta change his title. He's got to be the head procurer of female, companionship. That's got to be his new title.
Jerry should do a Conan O'Brien thing called In the Year 3000 using today's news. I don't watch Conan O'Brien and never have. I don't think I ever watched one night of Conan. I have no idea what you're talking about, Robert, but thank you. How can you hold your head up with pride and say we've got ourselves a street czar and he's a pimp? I don't get it. If I was a black person, I'd be pissed about this shit. And you just know this is a white guy's idea. You just know it. There's no doubt. Oh my God.
We got to be. This is insanity to the nth degree. Nth degree.
Well,
So, well, hey, what can I tell you? Let's see how that works out for you, Mr. Pimp Czar of the streets. All right, let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to be very good.
oh, San Francisco government to pay black woman $1,000 a month. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw that spiel.
To have children.
Fuck.
To have children.
Yeah, he is fucking.
The program is partially funded by the San Francisco government. Will give checks to minority pregnant women for each month of their pregnancy and for the first 6 months of the baby's life. And this woman, I'm assuming, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 children, and pregnant again. She also looks like she has could be possibly a mustache, but I'm not sure. The Abundant Birth Project will pay these people. The government will pay Black and Pacific Islanders $1,000 a month for the course of their pregnancy, and an additional $1,000 for the first 6 months of the newborn's life. The government noted that they hope to expand this program so that it can cover the full 2 years of the baby's life, which would bring $33,000 a year per baby. Oh my God! It's a pilot program.
Who justifies this shit, or rationalize it, or checks off on it, or how does it get fucking passed?
Well, apparently,
Those are the people I want to fucking know.
Mayor London N. Breed apparently does. It'll start with 150 women, and while a press release markets the initiative as a means to study the health impacts of providing people with targeted supplemental income during pregnancy, the reality is this is a racist agenda dripping in hypocrisy.
It's like, what the fuck else do we gotta do for you that hasn't been done, and you still, don't get no fucking place? What the fuck is this gonna do?
Well,
Except waste money.
Well, what's going to end up doing
It ain't gonna change a fucking thing.
what it's going to do is end up having white, Asian, and Latino women sue their ass for discrimination. They have provided $200,000 to fund this endeavor, the government of San Francisco, which they've sneakily packaged as research study. It's an underhanded way to provide legal cover for a program that is despicable. Wow.
And Nick, are you there? You want your little airtime now? You've been bitching about it. Let's double time it. Come on now.
Hold on. Let me make sure he's here.
Or is he gone?
No, I don't know.
What the fuck?
Let's see. It is also backed up. Look at this. Okay, so I got that. This type of shit is what brought organizations into existence, from David Callaghan. Yeah, you're probably right. Given what we've seen for the past 3 years, nothing surprises me that comes from the left. I go get a snack and come back to hear about baby pilots. They're not baby pilots. $1,000 a month in San Francisco while they're pregnant, and in 6 months after the child is born. So for 15 months straight, they get $1,000, which is actually $15,000. Jerry, turn on the light.
Yeah, and they're going to be saving it for their college fund too.
Yeah, probably. We'll probably be buying pot or 40s or anything like that, or getting their hair done and nails and all that. Yes, I know, Larry. I'm in darkness and I like it. Wow.
I mean, hell, they don't make enough money off of welfare, HUD, food stamps, every other public assistance in government.
Well, you can't have too much Kool-Aid.
I guess not.
Yeah, you might want to, can some Kool-Aid or something.
Yeah.
You buy a bunch
You
of.
got to get the right. You got to get the right flavor of the new program.
Do they get 2,000 if it's twins? It didn't say that, Eric. I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. Nothing surprises me. They're hiring pimps because apparently pimps are representative of black people. And you just know a white guy came up with that fucking idea.
Oh yeah, the pimp's got to eat.
Why not? They've been out having Al Sharpton represent them for fucking 50 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the difference?
Talk about a race film
Yeah.
right there.
He's a pimp, all right. He looked like back in the 70s. You remember he straightened his hair and all that shit, and he had the fucking shiny Afro sheen shit on it or whatever. He looked like a fucking pimp. Eyesight is better without the light, right? Yeah, it is,
Then he-
Larry. It is,
They
Larry.
gave Maxine her wig back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And he's still a pimp without a job.
yeah. You know, he has a job. He
His
steals
pimp don't
money.
work.
He steals money
Well,
and lives high on the hog.
he sends somebody else to do the work for him, and then he collects the money. It's exactly what a pimp does.
He lives high on the hog, is what he does.
See, that's why I always respected Don King. Because he didn't sugarcoat the shit. He was the fucking pimp, the biggest pimp that used to be in the fucking United States. And
Yeah.
he didn't give a fuck if everybody knew it or not.
His office used
Oh,
to
he
be
was
able.
the biggest boxing pimp there ever was.
He had an big, huge office building. You could see it from the turnpike, and he had the biggest flag in the United States flying in front of it. I mean, you could see it for miles. It's huge. But when he said he loved America, he wasn't lying. I mean, he made millions. He screwed a lot of boxers, but he made millions. And the boxers, because they would go out and just spend all the freaking money up and end up broke, would sue him. But the boxers never really looked at the fucking contracts. And like Mike Tyson, he was out there buying tigers and shit. You know, that's
Yeah, he fucked Mike Tyson too. For a
Mike-
lot of money.
Mike Tyson fucked himself. See, what people don't realize is these boxers
Well,
get
that
paid,
too.
say, $10 million for a fight, right? When the fight is over, what has to come out of that purse first is your training fees, your hotel fees, your rental car fees, limos and all that bullshit, you know, setting up press conferences, everything the promoter does, he has to charge for it. So that comes out of the purse, and then he gets 10% or whatever he gets. Probably Don probably got 50. I don't fucking know. So that the boxer ends up with about $2 million, which ain't nothing to spit at, but still. Okay, you hear about these huge purses in boxing, and nobody stops to think of all the money it's going to cost these boxers. The smart ones take their money and invest it wisely and do this and that and the other, and they're rich the rest of their life. But a lot of these boxers, like Joe Louis, died broke. He died dead broke because he was real good at fighting, but he was also real good about. He had died broke. Okay. A lot of these guys, it's like football or baseball, or place else. They go broke.
Yeah, because they get the lowest take out of their work. And then they still got their partners that they're supporting
Yep.
the whole time.
Yeah.
So they get even less in the end.
And half of boxing is the glitz and glamour. I mean, you got to hire all those people for the match. You got to pay the trainers. You got on both sides. You got all that kind of shit has to be done before the boxers see either one of them see a dime. Okay.
Hey, that's business, you know. You
Yeah.
see what you're signing up for when you get into it. You know, see, it's a rough fucking world.
And if you're a 19-year-old kid and you see Don King coming at you, offering you this, that, and the other, and money and all this shit, and you're living high with the women and the bling and shit, and you're not stopping to think about nothing like, you know, he's not just giving me this fucking money. I got to pay this shit back. Okay. And yeah, he may make me a champion, maybe. And the minute he don't, and he knows you ain't going to be one, you're going to be down back on fighting club dates and stuff. You know, very few people have it in them to be champions.
Funny thing about Don is he's a fucking psycho. I mean, he could talk Eskimos out of fucking ice cubes, but he beat a man to death in Cleveland. He's like he went to jail for fucking murder.
He did. And he wasn't supposed to be in boxing. But when you have boxing has always been corrupt, so it's Mike Tyson is a creepy motherfucker. Said when the professional, wait a minute, he's hard on. He said when he's boxing, he has a hard on. Didn't he have some type of rape shit way back? Yeah, that girl sucked him in. I have no use for Mike Tyson really, but he went upstairs. He took her upstairs, and she seemed to think that she acted like she had no idea why he was taking her upstairs. I mean, are you kidding me? She knew exactly why she was going up there, and
No, he wasn't accused. He was convicted and served his sentence for rape.
Yep.
Tyson did.
Boxing promotions remind me of that movie, The Professional, where Leon's money was being held for him by crime boss because it was safer than a bank that way. But what?
Yeah, old Leon Spinks. Oh Lord, not the sharpest knife in the fucking drawer. Let's just leave it at that.
Right.
Leon Spinks ended up being like a greeter in Las Vegas. Joe Louis ended up being a greeter in Las Vegas. A lot of these guys, man, it's kind of sad. I mean, Leon Spinks was never that great a fighter. His brother was actually better than him, and he wasn't great. But he had one lucky night. He did. He beat Ali because Ali took him lightly and didn't get in shape and didn't really train and went in there and lost. And when Ali came back, he beat the shit out of him. He's another one that he didn't have a driver's license, kept getting arrested for not having a driver's license. Fucking crazy shit. What the hell happened with the border wall falling over? I heard something about that. I didn't
He left it with his teeth.
Yeah. Well, he did prison time, David, and it was bullshit. But nevertheless, he got convicted. And he got out. And the reason he went nuts is because his manager died, Customato. He was old to begin with. His manager.
No, he went nutty because he married that crazy black broad that stole most of his money. That bitch to the actress, black broad. She fucked him over big time too.
Lisa Bonet from the Cosby Show. Yeah, she's a piece of work.
No, Robin Gibbons.
Oh, Robin Gibbons. Okay.
Oh yeah, Robin Gibbons.
All right. Yep.
So whatever happened with the Tyson Holyfield fight? Did that happen yet?
I don't know. I gotta tell you, Tyson,
I don't think Holyfield is gonna want to try to do that shit.
No, it's
Tyson is getting in shape. He's a lot smaller than he used to be. I don't know if
still looks pretty
working
stacked.
out ain't the same as being in the real deal. You know what I mean?
He still looks pretty stacked, though.
I saw a story today online, and I didn't click on it and read it, but it was like Holyfield said, I might have fucked up doing this. So I'm not sure if it happened or not yet. It's supposed to happen this month, I believe.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I thought it was already a thing, but
No, but I don't know. You think they're both going to take it seriously that it even happens? I mean, they're going to do a little sparring, or are they going to try to go kill each other?
Well, it's an exhibition, is what they're calling it. It's not a real fight.
No.
We'll see how
probably
serious each one of them are.
Probably going to be like 3-4 rounds, some shit like that. And the two of them are going to get out there, and by the time it's over, they're going to both be out of breath. And all it's going to be is a money grab. That's all it is. People will watch it on TV, but it's going to be a money grab. That's all it is. And Tyson doesn't have the millions he used to have. I know.
Hey, if they can sell it to the public, more power to them. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a shit?
I know a model was so famous and made millions, and now she is poor. Happens in these careers with short lifespans. Yeah. Yep. Well, you give some asshole who's grown up in the hood, he has a talent for basketball or football or boxing, whatever. Okay, and he's got a real
Sort
talent.
of like my story with women. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing like that actually. But he goes into whatever sport it is, and he's very successful, and he makes millions of dollars, and he's the popular guy. And then all of a sudden that stops. Meanwhile, he's spending $40,000, $50,000 a month just to live, paying for houses and cars for everybody, and that money runs out because I mean, you see these guys, the ex-athletes, they go on to commentating careers. Unless you're really fucking good and been doing it for a while, you're not going to get a shitload of money like Tony Romo did. Okay. Oh, it changed to him fighting Roy Jones
Well, it's
Jr.
kind of sad when Tony Romo is a better commentator than he was a quarterback, though. I got to tell you.
Actually, he's supposed to be very, very good. I don't know. I haven't listened to him, but from what I've read, he's excellent at it. So, good for him. Hey, he just signed like a contract for millions of dollars to do it. So,
Yeah, it
Well,
was.
if it wasn't ESPN, because they're going to be going out of business pretty soon. You better get your money up front.
I don't know who's paying him. Does he work for ESPN or does he work for? He don't do Monday Night Football, does he? I thought he was like the A team on Sunday or something. Him and Joe Buck, who just got put in the NFL Hall of Fame. Actually, I hate Joe Buck. Never liked him.
How did he get put in the fucking Hall of Fame? He never played, did he?
As a contributor, contributors get in, and he was a contributor. It would be like Pat Summerall, John Madden. They're contributors. They get into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, the I would wait all week. They'd have the remember on Sundays for football, they'd have Tom Brookshire and Pat Summerall doing
Yep.
the this week in the NFL.
Yep.
That everybody wants that shit.
Yep. Well, Brookshire and Summerall, I mean, come on. They were great. I remember them when I was a little kid. I do. They were great. It's like the original Monday Night Football bunch. Well, not the original, but with, uh, you know, Howard and able to replace that since them three were gone. They've not been able to replace it. I like Al Michaels. And I like Chris Collinsworth. I do. Chris Collinsworth is a guy that will tell you the truth about shit. But for some reason, those three guys were the man. So,
Yeah, it was like in baseball back then. It was Tony Kubek, uh, Joe Graziola. The gunner, but that was more regional. He did ABC Monday Night Baseball or something. Bob Prince, but he was, the epitome of baseball in that. Harry Carey, Bob Prince, the whole deal.
Stephen Tolliver is with us. There will never be another Howard Cosell. No. This is Howard Cosell, speaking of sports. He used to do, what was that show on Saturday? Wide World of Sports. He did boxing, football. I don't know if he did any baseball or not, but all these sports he could do, and he could do well. Sad how it ended for him.
Until he said the wrong thing.
Yeah,
I think that was the start of the fucking PC culture.
He called Joe Washington looked like a little monkey running down the football field. He didn't mean it by like that. But didn't matter. Joe Washington at that particular game was having one hell of a game, scored 3 touchdowns, one a punt return, one a kick return, and one as a running back or something. And Joe Washington at the time, if you don't know, remember who he is, he was a very good running back for the Colts. And
Oh yeah, I remember that game. Cosell was just excited about how good he was.
Yeah.
And it just fucking blurted out of him. You know what I mean?
And he didn't mean it the way it came out, but it didn't matter. He lost his job. It's just like Jimmy the Greek. Same stupid thing. He said something that he meant one way, but it was obviously taken another way. And the next thing you know, old Jimmy the Greek is off the air. It's sad. It really is. And now, but you compare that to what they're doing. The NFL itself is doing right now to the American people. It's crazy. Apparently, their ratings went down from Sunday Night Football 17% from last season. What that's going to end up doing is these TV companies or broadcasting companies that want to carry the NFL are not going to pay the NFL the money they want. ESPN is completely it became so political, people don't want to watch it anymore. I haven't watched ESPN or Sports Center, and I can't probably 15 years, 20 years, easily. And I used to watch it all the time. But
I did watch the U.S. Open golf tournament yesterday. It was totally anticlimactic. The guy won hands down. There wasn't even a contest, so it was kind of boring.
no, Jimmy the Greek says that black players were bred to play for football, which technically is true. And when you look at their bodies, the big legs, big ass, that kind of shit, they're bred to play football. It's a true statement. You're just not allowed to say it. The nappy-haired, whatever it was that, what the hell was his fucking name? The New York talk show host with the cowboy hat, looked like he'd been dead.
Don Imus.
Yeah, Don Imus. Don Imus, yeah. That guy looked like he'd been dead 10 years. Somebody just propped him up in a chair.
I used to listen to Imus a long time ago when he was still on TV before he got in trouble. It was like I would get up to go to work and turn the TV on and his show would be on, but I never really thought he was fucking funny. Never really thought Howard Stern was fucking funny either, to tell you the truth.
He had his moments, but when he built that movie of him that he had, was producing or whatever, he built it up so much. And we went to see it. And I got to tell you,
it wasn't that fucking interesting.
No, it wasn't. Really wasn't. And I kind of lost interest in him right after that. And now he's we hate Trump. He's a horrible person, blah, blah, bullshit. I don't know what he's doing. But you got to give the guy credit. I mean, there were shock jocks before him, there's no doubt. But he perfected it.
Now, the big deal is when he went to fucking Sirius, then you'd have to buy radio.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that bought fucking radio. No, fuck no. That folded up like a house of fucking cards.
Bullshit, I got it. I got Sirius XM. I don't listen to him.
It's still on?
Yeah. I have
You gotta pay for. I won't pay for no fucking radio.
I pay $6.
There's no fucking way.
I pay $6 a month.
You're fucking crazy with me?
I pay $6 a month. All right, and I get to listen to the music I want to listen to. All right, and they have.
You get iHeartRadio on your phone and plug it into the fucking speakers on your goddamn car
I
for
could.
free.
I could, but
Pick any goddamn music you want.
I could, but I don't do that. I do this way. They also have old time radio, which I love. I love old time radio. Have since I was in my 20s. You got,
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. It's third base.
Yeah, they do have that, but they also have the serials they used to have on, like the Falcon and stuff like that, and Fibber McGee and Molly and all. They were all big time radio shows before TV, even after TV first started, because people couldn't afford a TV, so everybody had a radio, and you'd huddle around at night and listen to the radio. I loved that shit. The writing on a lot of them was very good. They had high-end actors playing them. It was great.
Just when I was a kid, all I had in my room was a radio. It's sort of like, it's almost like reading a book. You got to kind of use your imagination, when you hear shit.
Yep.
Because there's no picture. You know what I mean?
No, it's pretty cool. When I take my wife to the doctor, that's what I do. I sit in the parking lot, listen to 2 or 3 of them shows. Yep. I had XM radio. I only listened to the comedy shows. Yeah. Well, they got a bunch of channels. They have your kind of music on there, Matt, from the 60s. The rock music and all that. It's great.
Well, I know, but I mean, you can get it anywhere else for free, too. I mean,
I could, but for $6, I don't
I
have
had
to fucking.
Sirius radio in my Ford Edge, but it was pre-owned, so I have to go get the whole fucking thing reset.
What?
And I ain't doing that shit.
Do you have it actually?
Somebody pre-owned.
Is it actually built into the car?
You have to get the whole system reset. Yeah, it's built in.
Okay, that's bullshit. You call up Sirius or whatever, and they take your VIN number, and they send a signal to your fucking car, and then you have satellite radio in your name. That's bullshit.
And hell, they claim in the owner's manual, if it was pre-owned, you have to go to the manufacturer or the service, whatever the hell, Ford, whatever, and have them reset something in the satellite signal.
Yeah, I would call, if you really wanted, of course, I would call up Sirius and find out. Because I think that's bullshit. I've had pre-owned cars, Ford,
tell you guys,
Chevy, and I've had it transferred like 5 minutes after I call. I'd have it transferred to the new vehicle.
Now, they claimed it was because of some passcode that's hard-coded into it if it was activated prior. So they have to clear that shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think. If you really want it, I would go.
Satellite.
What you got to do when you call them, though, is do like my wife does and keep bugging them about discounts, or you got anything And
hey, I can tell you guys, I learned a hack about getting your check engine light to turn off. If anyone wants to know what it is.
What is that?
Pull the negative cable off your battery, wait about 30 minutes and put it back on?
No, it's simple. Guy at Jiffy Lube had to tell me, because you're not allowed to get out of your car now, or they're not allowed to get in it. So the check engine light was on because I need oil change and blah, blah, blah. He goes, the speedometer, the reset button, like to set your trip, meter.
Yeah.
Right?
He goes, all right, the car is totally off, ignition off. Press the button for the reset, hold it in, and turn the electric on. Don't start the car, just turn it all full way on to electric. The check engine light will start flashing, when it stops flashing, turn the car off and let go. Then when you start it up again, the light's gone.
I have a hack for them too. I have a OB 3 or 2 meter, whatever I stick in
ODB2.
there and turn it off.
You know what's crazy? My 1999 Corvette has built-in ODB2 monitoring.
Yeah.
I know what that means, but don't do any capers in there; they'll track you down.
OB2 or whatever it is basically right underneath the steering wheel, under the dashboard. If you get
Reset it
down, you
at
can
that
see
point.
it. There's a plug,
Yeah.
and you get this little thing. I think I paid like $80 for it, or $100 or something for it a while ago, like fucking 8 years ago or something. And you plug it directly into that. Then you turn the key on, and it'll tell you, like if you got the check engine light on or something like that, it'll tell you what is wrong. And then it'll give you a code, and you look in the book what the code is.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but what for? You gonna fix it yourself?
A lot
I
of
don't
times
want
you
to know
can.
that shit.
A lot of
I'm not
times,
gonna go fix the fucking thing. I don't care what's wrong with it.
I
A lot of times it's just a gas cap.
okay. Well, Matt, you're not the only human being on the planet. Maybe somebody else would want to fix their shit. If I can fix it myself, I do. Because a lot of times the problem is, like, they got O2s, they got sensors every fucking where on these vehicles now. It's ridiculous. I mean, I know how much I can go to on the steering wheel, push the thing, and know how much air is in the fucking tires. Like, I can't look out and see it's going flat. Okay. Onboard diagnostics.
Oh well,
too.
yeah, no. You guys got now they want you to fill your tires with nitrogen instead of fucking air.
Well, my
Like that's gonna make a fucking difference.
my
Probably charge you $15 a tire or something.
my compressor only compresses air, so that's what goes in them.
My Ram 1500, which is a 2003, it'll throw a code, and the engine light comes on. It doesn't tell me. It'll show a P something or another.
Yeah.
So if I sit there with the engine all the way off, and I go, like you said, Jerry, don't start it, but go to ACC,
Yeah.
all the way back.
Yeah.
ACC, all the way back, ACC. It's like 3, and then it goes through a diagnostic.
Yep.
And all the gauges on the dashboard start moving around and shit.
Yep.
And it reads through the codes.
Yep.
And it eventually tells you what the final code is.
Yeah. My last one did that
Now,
where
my vet
it would send you a report.
built-in ODB2 monitor. It tells me in plain English what's going on. And I can reset it. I can see if it's history. I can see if it's a current.
That could be a problem for you.
Well, my last one could
Easy
actually,
to learn how to do.
if you had it set up correctly, it would actually send you a report through email. My last, I think it was a Dodge. Or no, it was a Ford. My last Ford. It was similar to what you just said, but it was more of just a button push because it was an older vehicle or a younger vehicle than yours. But you push the button and you hit the thing, and then it would go through all this diagnostic bullshit, and then it would send you an email, tell you if there was anything wrong.
Did I tell you about my credit card that wouldn't work in San Diego?
Yeah.
Last Monday when I went to get the major.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Because I
out of
was
the
out
area.
of my range.
I
Yeah,
know.
out of the range. Been there, done that.
Yep.
They know where the fuck you are at all times. It's like, don't take your phone anywhere with you. Well, unless you're going to, not do anything nefarious. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Oh, in the end, I don't know. I mean,
Anybody have Allstate car insurance?
no, got USAA.
Well, they have that DriveWise application because I have Allstate. Well, it's supposed to kick in when your car reaches 15 miles per hour. It starts clocking the trip. I could be sitting on my ass, not moving. It will crank up on my phone and say, "Look,
Satellite phones.
Great.
All the sensors have been removed from tires. TMP lights stays on constantly. I just make sure the inflation levels are correct. Better than replacing a $25 sensor every 2 years. I think a lot of this shit is
no.
just overkill.
Those tire fucking sensors bullshits, they blow out all the time.
Yeah.
The dude at the tire store told me these things ain't worth a fuck.
Nope.
They go bad all. You're wasting your fucking money with these fucking things on it.
Mine have gone off a couple of times where one tire was at like 28, and I usually keep them at around, I think it's 40, because the max is 42. And I just drive it over to the fucking barns, crank up the compressor, and fill them up. It doesn't bother me none. But, the problem is I don't look at them anymore before I get in. That's the problem, because you get lazy. Used to be, once a week
damn,
or
if I
so.
removed those tire sensors from my vet, my dashboard would be going crazy nonstop fucking with.
Yeah, well, it used to be once a week or so. You normally had to walk around your car just to check the tires and make sure that none of them were going flat.
Yeah,
Now
I do
nobody
that.
does that anymore. I had a bulb go out in the back, and the flasher, when I went to make a turn to the right, the flasher went ballistic. So I knew I needed a bulb because they've been doing that since the 60s.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that problem
Yeah.
on my vet. And it said I had a bad bulb.
Yeah.
And there was no bad bulb.
Well,
It was the wiring harness was dirty underneath the hood. So I just took it apart, put some contact cleaner in there, let it sit and dry out, plugged it back in, never had the problem again.
yeah, because stuff gets in that shit.
Yeah, I drove down the airport and back twice, and on the way back, I'm hearing this click, click, click on one of the tires, like I'll fucking pick up a screw or something. I get out. The tires are brand new, the tread's deep. There's this big fucking stone stuck in the rock fucking thing.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I live on a dirt road, and the bottom of my drive there where the mailbox is after it rains a puddle. So there's like white lime rock underneath everywhere, everywhere basically. And so, and even when it's not raining, you drive down the road and you got lime rock dust on the engine and everything. And that shit's very fine. It will get into stuff. The thing that pisses me off is like, the transmission doesn't control the vehicle or, the stock, the going part of the vehicle. The fucking big module on it does. So if the module goes bad, it's like $600 fucking dollars. Just tried Matt's hack and it didn't work. Well, that's not surprising. It may only work on his car.
No, try it again. Do it the right way.
Certain
Exactly as I exposed it for you.
Perhaps
Each
email him,
vehicle's different.
Stephen. Perhaps email him. Maybe you get lucky. He'll send you one back with the actual directions, and then it still won't work. I don't know. Oh
yeah, we had a horrific thing thing happened on the freeway about 5 miles north of me over the weekend. This dude and his wife were driving the freeway arguing or something. It must have been the end of the relationship argument or something. And he stopped the fucking car in the middle of the freeway and got out and walked into the middle and got bug splattered by a semi.
Oh, yeah. Stupid asshole.
Yeah, that bartender got arrested for shooting that BLM guy. Came into his bar, started fucking with him. He committed suicide.
Now, I'm wondering if, you know, the dude, whatever, you can't live without her, all right. Eventually you'll get over it, but you're going to go off yourself. Why do you want to? You're almost like going to traumatize her, and this is like something she'll never forget, you know. You're going to fuck her life up for the rest of her life. And, you know, it's like it's a bitch move, man, to do that in front of, you know, like whoever she was, you know what I mean?
I just watched a
She
video.
must have had a gold ring around that son bitch.
I
To do
just-
some stupid shit like that, I think.
I just watched a video, and I vaguely remember this happened. But this guy, I think he was a politician, but I'm not positive. And he was having some kind of press conference. And then he stopped the press conference, reached into a paper bag, pulled out a gun, and blew out his fucking brains right on TV. Brakes and steering, Jimmy Collins.
Oh, yeah, that was in fucking Erie. Yeah, I remember that dude. Bud Rich, I think his name was. But the point is, they're like, there's another example. This dude, he was, I don't know, him and his wife weren't getting along or whatever. And they had a tree at the end of his driveway. This happened not that long ago. And, you know, you have to drive past to get in the driveway. And like 5 minutes before his wife came home, he went out there and hung himself off the fucking tree to fuck her over too, like to see it, and, you know, torment her for the rest of her fucking life instead of just killing yourself. That's my point. You know what I mean? If that's so bad, you can't deal with it. Whatever.
I don't know. Jimmy Collins asks, where the hell's the question? What are the two most important features on a vehicle? I would say the steering and the brakes. Damn, Jerry, that was for the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, Jimmy. I didn't realize you were running your own show over there in the chat.
Well, that depends on what category is it. I mean, as far
There
as
is no
safety
category.
goes, or what
No,
you
there is no
want in a
category.
vehicle, I don't-
Without steering, you can't steer the car. Regardless of whether it runs or not, it makes no difference. And if you can't stop the car, that's another big, huge fucking problem. It makes no difference what the category is. Those are the two most important parts. Jimmy
All
Collins.
right.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Collins running his own fucking
I'll
bandit
take
show
your word
down
for
here.
it.
Brakes and engine. Nope. Brakes and steering. What good's an engine that runs without steering?
I would say tires and fucking engine, whatever. I don't know.
Brakes and steering. The weakest part of your car is the loose nut behind the steering wheel. Yeah, that could be a problem, I guess.
That's it.
Yeah, I can see where that would be a problem.
You guys see this rash of people putting their Teslas on autopilot and getting all hammered and shit, and the cops stop them?
Fall asleep and shit. Just fucking idiots.
Some guy got a ticket the other day, one of them self-driving cars, for speeding while he was sleeping.
Yeah, this thing was doing over like 100 miles an hour and shit. The car just took over and said, "Fuck it."
That's like, yeah, it's like evil. I mean, this car is trying to fuck you up or something.
Yeah. Well, one run into a police car the other day, like a week or two ago. Are we so fucking lazy?
Now, who in their fucking right mind would trust a car to drive itself? I could not do that. There's no fucking way.
My
I don't
question:
even use fucking cruise control.
are we so
Jesus.
fucking lazy we can't drive now? Is that where we're at now? Where we can't drive? You'd have to be a raving lunatic to sleep while your car drives itself. I agree, but I mean, listen, the original.
But I get the point. They think they can drink and shit because they're not driving, but actually, you're still responsible, even if you're not. Technically, you are still driving the fucking car. So don't get drunk and let the car drive itself. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like the original laziness started with the TV clicker. Especially if you had kids, you already had 4 or 5 freaking TV clickers. Well, you need, but then because we couldn't get up and change the fucking channel. But now we got cars that people are too lazy to drive.
Yeah, but then they couldn't find the fucking pliers, though. Everybody leaves them someplace because the knobs are busted off.
Yes, we're lazy and also lack the ability to learn. I don't. I love to learn how to do new stuff. I do. I do it all the time. I want a Jetson car from Virginia Pollock. We were supposed to already have Jetson cars if you listen to them back in the 70s.
Yeah, that was, yeah, everybody's going to have a robot, fucking cook.
Yep.
Like the Jetsons did and all that bullshit.
Matt's stuck paying for his cook. It's ridiculous. They should just have a freaking robot that, with a maintenance plan with it. Plug it in a fucking computer and it'll fix itself. Of course, Matt doesn't have a computer, so I don't know how that would work, but I could you imagine Matt's maniacal fucking robot?
They could track me if I had a computer, Jerry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Matt. I know.
You're on a computer right now. Think about it.
Yeah. Just a miniature one.
More powerful than most computers.
Yeah. Needle nose channel
but
changers.
I don't take it with me no place. You know what I'm saying?
You don't take your phone with you?
Fuck no. Why don't I want to let them track me? Hell no.
Well, you can actually turn that
That's
shit
another
off.
problem with getting a goddamn dog, too. Because they're going to have a chip in the fucker.
Well, that's just going to track him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's going to be with the dog? You know what I mean? Somebody's got to be with it.
You put him out in the back. You
Well,
let
if
him
it
go out.
breaks out, that's beyond your control.
You can put him out in the backyard. Have him go out in the backyard.
Well, we're probably going to get disqualified because we got a pool, You know how often dogs fucking drown, right? It happens every fucking 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, but it's Port Lab. It's Port Lab.
The pool's got goddamn steps. The fucker will find his way out. His cat did it this afternoon.
So what? It's Boxer and Lab, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it looks pretty boxer-like-ish.
But it's gonna jump. It's gonna jump all over the place then. But if it's Port Lab, it'll swim like a fish.
Matt has a pool.
Well, as I told him, I mean, it's, teach the fucker how to swim. Show it where the steps is. You could walk right the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? No problem.
Oh, believe me, dogs know how to swim by nature.
Yeah. Most of them. Yep.
Humans don't.
The thing is,
Yeah,
Those dogs-
just show them where the fuck the steps
You
are.
gotta
Go,
show
come
'em-
here, Tansy. Come
the
here.
pool we had in Vero had
Steps are right
steps.
over here. Show her where the steps are. You can walk right the fuck out.
Pool we had in Vero, we had steps, and then in the deeper end we had like a ledge that was like 10 inches below the top of the pool. Or 8 inches or something. So, if you're gonna do something like
Yeah, we got that on the deep end.
yeah, I think that's there for a
My
reason.
deep end is 8 foot.
I think ours was probably
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it's there for. I guess so. If you could actually, it's like 3 foot underwater. You could hoist yourself up, sit up, and then you get to the deck or something. I don't know.
Ours wasn't that deep underwater. Ours was like I don't know, 8-10 inches, something like that. I guess it was so you could sit on it, whatever, and still be in the pool or something. I don't know. All right, so yes, thank God. We are out of time. And we will be back Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern to bring you more of Matt's life hacks and how to be a criminal without actually doing any criminal activity other than getting the girl at the 7-Eleven fired for giving you free cigarettes, that kind of thing. But
Allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. I'm sorry, allegedly.
Without proof.
Okay. Anyway, Matt, got any last words?
Yeah. Everybody, semi-sanitary vigilancy and, something like that.
Okay. How about you, Nick?
I'll line. Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate all the comments and everything. Interesting show. Whatever. Thank you for everybody coming by. And good to see everybody. And although we did, who are we missing? We're missing somebody I didn't see tonight. Tina. Didn't see Tina tonight, I don't think. But anyway, y'all have a great night. Stay vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. And always remember, it's amazing what you can do, and you have no other choice. My name is Jerry. On behalf of Matty K and Nikki Young, we bid you a fine evening. Don't kill anybody, whatever you do.